So the Pittsburgh Pirates just locked up and extended their young ace, Mitch Keller, and they have the number one pick in the draft from last year as well, building a young stable of good starting pitching. From the Yankees, I'm taking notes. Let's talk about it. Hey, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Um, so, by the way, I want to thank Mikey Mazza from Fortune Express and NFE from the Strike Zone for joining me last night on the live stream. It was a great time. We had a great discussion, and I'm really, really excited to have these guys on. Always, you guys are always welcome to the show. So now, this guy right here, Adam Warren, is the Yankees' top pitching prospect right now. Okay, he's most major league ready of the prospects. He's got the best repertoire of all the prospects. With this guy not far behind, Chase Hampton, he actually has a higher ceiling, and he's rated higher than Adam Warren. He's in Double-A. Adam Warren's in Triple-A. Clayton Beater's also in Triple-A. But these are two young stud starting pitchers, and Chase Hampton, this man is drawing comparisons to Garrett Cole. So that's as flattering of a comparison as you could possibly get for Yankees pitching, right? So things to look forward to. And they've got other pitchers. Henry Lane, they've got some other folks behind them. Okay. And in the pipeline, this is the first time the Yankees have had a pipeline this deep in a while. Why do I bring this up? Because the Pirates just extended Mitch Keller. He was their ace, 5 years, $77 million. Very reasonable extension. Okay. But they just signed Paul Skeens, who was the number one draft pick in 2022 out of LSU Tigers. Okay. He was one of the better pitching prospects in a generation out of college. And he's already rocketed up to the top of the baseball prospects. Okay. He's 6'6", 235 pounds. He's an absolute Hulk. Okay. And they're expecting him to be in the majors in the rotation this year in 2024 already after being the number one draft pick a year ago. His fastball grades out at 80, his slider 70, changeup 55, control 60. Overall, he's a 65 graded prospect. That's as good as it gets. And Mitch Keller was 13-9 last year with a 4.21 ERA and 210 strikeouts. Okay, solidifying himself at the top of that Pittsburgh Pirates starting rotation. Now, when you look at the Yankees, you got Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon, Marcus Stroman, and then you have a combination of Nestor Cortez or Clark Schmidt. Schmidt was drafted by the Yankees. Cortez was not. So, and potentially, depending on who, if they sign somebody else, okay, I have a feeling Blake Snell wants to be a Yankee, but Scott Boras is not making this easy. It's making it more difficult for him. But we'll see what happens there. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors right now going around Boras and Snell. So we'll see what happens. And I'll keep you posted one way or another. So if you're not subbed to this channel, hit that sub button. Okay, I thank you so much for it. And hit the notification button. That'll make sure that when the information comes in, you're always in front of the line. And when I go live, you know exactly when I go live and you can join the party. And if you enjoy the content, hit the like button too. And I thank you again so much. But that's what we have. A lot of free agents. Cole was a free agent, right? Rodon was a free agent. Stroman was a free agent. So behind them, a lot of unknowns. So that they're trying to build from within. So Adam Warren and guys like Chase Hampton are going to have a legitimate chance to be mainstays in this rotation. If I'm them, I want to develop them to the point where they can become mainstays, become Mitch Keller types, so that we could extend here and have a foundation, a solid young foundation in this rotation for years to come. Because at some point, our ace, Cy Young Award winner Garrett Cole, is going to start declining at some point. Don't know when. I hope it's not anytime soon. But the Yankees have to have security blankets beyond that. They've got to have cushioning beyond that. All right. And Rodon is on the wrong side of 30 now. Stroman's on the wrong side of 30. So, these things have to be factored in. Schmidt, I think, is 26. Cortez, I think, is 27 or 28. So got some youth there. Warren, I think, is 23. Hampton, I think, is 21 or 22. So we have some youth there, but they have to develop the youth to the point where they can have faith in them the way the Pirates have faith in Paul Skeens. Okay. And they're going to have another high draft pick this year in the upcoming draft. But let me know what your thoughts are. Okay. Now, if the Yankees somehow wind up with one of these free agents, okay, and we've talked about this multiple times, the cost of free agents right now is double for the Yankees because they're over the Cohen threshold. Snell's the only guy of the ones that they're looking at that comes with a qualifying offer, meaning you got a 4 for 2 draft picks and $1 million in international free agent money, which is something the Yankees don't want to do. Can't blame them. Okay, especially since they're tied to the top free agent the next 2 years, next year and the year after that. And last thing you want to do is make it harder for them to bring these kids in because they've had a great job at developing these young international players and their collegiate amateur counterparts in America. So it's the first time in a while the Yankees have had a farm this deep on every side of it, and it's very, very encouraging. It's also very encouraging to see teams like the Pirates locking up their young aces, right? And bringing in another young ace like Skeens. They have a formidable 1-2 there. They have a formidable closer in David Bednar, a young offensive nucleus too, with O'Neal Cruz and Brian Hayes and some of these Brian Reynolds, some of these other guys. So makings of a decent team, and then they'll set and the NL Central is pretty much wide open. So they have as good of a nucleus as any team does in the NL Central. So something I would keep an eye out for. But again, why do I bring it up as far as the Yankees? Because I think the Yankees have pitchers now who can kind of follow in the footsteps of a Mitch Keller and put them in a position to lock them up early, extend them early. And the Yankees have a lot of players right now that they'd probably be wise to consider, buying out some of the pre-arb years and the arb years and securing these young prime years early on before they become uber expensive. If they show they prove themselves, right? If they show that they can perform and handle the AL East, handle New York, handle the big leagues. Okay, there has to be obviously a pull and tug here. So, and they've got to show that. And if they do, from the Yankees, I'm considering rewarding these guys early. So, again, why I like to use the Pittsburgh Pirates, and I like to use teams like this who aren't known as the big teams. Like the Dodgers went crazy in free agency. They also made a risky trade. Tyler Glasnow brought in Otani. They brought in Yamamoto. So again, similar path as the Yankees in free agency, but the Yankees, the majority of the Yankees moves are all trade. So in this offseason, their big free agent splash was Marcus Stroman. Everybody else of significant name they've traded for. So what they do beyond this point, we have no idea. But we know that they're not done. We know that they're looking to add another pitcher. Who I have no idea. But I really hope that Adam Warren and Clayton Beeter and Chase Hampton pan out. At least if you hit on one of them, potentially two of the three, they're in a good spot. I haven't been able to say that in a while. I mean, Yankees could have had 7 pitchers, and we would have been very lucky if they hit on one of them at every decade. Okay. Now it's a little bit of a different situation. We've got more depth, so the chances of them hitting on a pitcher and hitting gold on one of these pitchers is a lot more significant. So I hope the Yankees can continue to capitalize on this. But Adam Warren, look out for him. Chase Hampton, look out for him. Clayton Beeter, I don't know, but he's already in AAA. He's highly touted too. Okay, and I would look out for him too. And the other guys that are coming behind them that are a little bit younger, that take a little bit more time to develop, but it's reminiscent of Skeens. It's reminiscent of Keller. So it's a good comparison, in my opinion. But you let me know what your thoughts are. Okay. And that's what we heard right now. And if you haven't heard, put out a short this morning. Mitch Keller was extended by the Pirates, 5 years, $77 million. And Tim Anderson was signed for a 1-year, $5 million deal by the Miami Marlins to be their starting shortstop. So the chances of them trading for a shortstop now are pretty much slim to none. So they added another bat, but there's still a lot of bats that haven't signed yet, a lot of arms that haven't signed yet. So stay tuned, gang. Stay tuned because there's a lot more news coming. Have a great day. If anything else comes out today, I want to get it to you. But I want to know what your thoughts are about this. Can you see the comparison between this Pirates duo and what the Yankees have with Garrett Cole? Talk to you next time.